I believe it's the start of another live stream.
A previously recorded stream.
Let's see, what did she do last time? She moved the pawn there.
Oh, you doing a chess move?
Well, it's...
I don't know if you should, you know, that's kind of a private little world there, but... My husband...
I'll have to get back to this later.
My husband drew in my love by teaching me how to play chess.
Well, hey, let's start the day. Let's see.
Okay.
We have Saturday the 22nd, and I have my first smudge or smear of the day.
Already?
Get this on camera one there, Irving. Right there, the smudge. Thank you. Good job, Irving. Well, we have the boys are in the bar. What will you have? Our usual, please. A hamburger, taco, and whatever's in the trash can.
Ew.
I'll have extra cheese on mine. The joke here being that, well, hamburger, taco, whatever's in the trash. What is Dino having on? Whatever's
Who's
in the
having
trash
the
can.
trash?
Yeah. Well, let's put that away. This is Monday, the 24th, the following Monday. Chief Colorist has just started this. I'll have to give it back to her. Let's see. We're going to be late. Coffee. Hurry up. I don't have any clean clothes. Be good, Phydeaux. Oh, we're not going to make it on time. I don't know why I took this job. Meanwhile, Phydeaux's still on the couch. I love Mondays. I never understood Garfield with his dislike of Mondays.
I know, you brought me
There you
that. You brought that to my attention.
There you go, Chief Colorist. Well.
There's no reason for Garfield to not like Mondays.
Well, really, what's the cat going to do? What was his day otherwise?
He's not working.
Oh, I probably should have done that too, huh? Choose your weapon.
Choose your weapon.
Yeah, I'm probably getting ahead of myself because I haven't read these yet. But, hey, give me that restaurant one back. I just noticed something on it that I wanted to fix.
Oh, okay.
I didn't finish. I didn't draw the back of Dino's head.
The back of Dino's head?
Yeah. Right there in the fourth panel. Irving, camera one, get a close up. There we go. I need to draw the back of Dino's head.
Well, that's just...
Yeah,
silly.
okay. Well,
And actually, I did notice that.
And
I forgot to tell you.
and I'm completely out of my rhythm here. Usually I would show you the paintbrushes and we'd pick one together and I'd tell you about the squirrel here being from Himalayan tree squirrels.
And you'd cross it off of your bingo card.
Yeah, but, oh well. There's that. And look, I already got ink on me. Lovely. Okay, you goes. You over here. I'll toss you up in the magnet. Oh, actually, give it back to the chief colorist. Get that out of here.
Yes, sir.
Here is Monday the 25th. I'm going to put on my glove. As you know, cartoonists are the dirtiest, filthiest creatures on the face of this planet. And we must wear gloves so as not to get our paper any dirtier. This close. We only have to cover the dirty fingers. See, these are the clean fingers.
Ah,
Why are these fingers dirty?
I don't want to know. I'm scared to ask.
So, we have Dino, Bo, and there's Phydeaux, television set. Another commercial? Oh, look, and now an anime station logo jumps out from the corner of the screen. Product placement. I can't believe it. What could be more aggravating? How about a dog's head blocking the screen? So we've got to ink the background on this one today. Finish it. This one I've just done the lettering. You probably, yeah, you can see the characters. This is just a rough pencil, or actually finished pencil. Phydeaux is chasing Bo into the house. Bogash, how long is Dino gonna stay here? I thought this was a temporary situation. Dino is running into hard times. I hate to hit a man when he's down. Kick him, it's much easier. Dino is sleeping on the floor.
Poor Dino.
In the original, well, when this comic strip started, many years ago, it was Dino was supposed to stay one night. 5 years later. All right, that's Wednesday the 26th. This one just has the lightest of rough pencil. And Irving, can you see this at all on camera one? No, you can't. So you're gonna have to take my word for it. We have the pickup truck and Dino and Bo. Truck is leaking oil. That's not good. I better add some then. Have a mechanic check it out. And he's adding the oil, and Phydeaux approaches. Looks at the mess on the ground and says, "You know, if you rub his nose in it, he won't do that again."
Very clever, Phydeaux, very clever.
And here is the Friday. I haven't delineated it as such. Let's see. RID. I just did this last night. Say Friday the 28th. So 7/2/8/23. Let's drag down our calendar here to show you. We cross that out. Put this aside here now rather than reach up for the magnet again. We have Dino and Phydeaux sitting in the bar, and there's a woman over here. I think it's from our Rogues Gallery. It would be that one. That's Cheryl. I decided to use our established characters rather than reach this, blocking the screen. Oh, too far up there. Decided to use our established characters rather than hire new actors, or rather than hire a new actress.
Well, the Screen Actors Guild is
They're on strike.
so you can't.
We've got a letter this one today, so we'll probably start with this. What are women looking for today? Oh, I don't know about all women, but I'm looking for a handsome, sensitive man that I can trust. And Dino says, "Damn."
Well, at least Dino knows who he is,
Yeah,
you know?
so
There's something to be said for that.
since we have the brush all dirty, covered in ink, we'll start this sucker with we'll start lettering this sucker. Oops. I just destroyed the tip on that one. Try it again.
That's what she said.
Just a tip, baby, just a tip. Okay, can I work with the camera here? It's very close to my shoulder right there. Yeah, this is not an advantageous angle. What are you up to, cheap colorist?
Just throwing something away. I was cleaning my pencil sharpener, and my new favoriteest toy ever,
Your vacuum.
my vacuum.
Yeah, be careful when you say favorite toy around here.
Yes, it could be the Phydeaux. The Phydeaux.
Let's get some work done, gee. Every time I try to start something, there's a distraction. And now I've got a piece of hair on my fingernail.
Well, that's not good. They get into the ink and smudge.
Actually, there it is. It's on the. Is it brush? Is it squirrel? Pubic hair? Can't be.
Is it falling out?
Gotta get some Rogaine for these squirrels.
Excuse me. I had a rough day. A rough mental day.
Well, here, let me cheer you up. A Native American tribe that controls the land in Vermont where the Ben and Jerry's ice cream headquarters, factory headquarters is located. Well, they want it returned to them after the company has publicly called for all stolen lands to be returned to the tribes.
Oh.
They were actually talking about Mount Rushmore. They weren't talking about where their factory was.
They weren't talking about themselves.
The Abenaki tribe apparently owned the land. They fled to Canada when they picked the wrong side in the French and Indian War, I guess.
Ooh.
So
Hindsight's 2020.
I'm pretty sure it wanted to be a reservation today.
Probably.
But
not.
it's the Ben and Jerry company says they have not been approached by anyone. So it's probably an apocryphal story.
What? There's a story on the internet that's not true? That can't be possible.
There may be many stories on the internet that are not true. And and I'm here to tell you all about them.
Oh no, which one is that? You can't. Oh yeah. No, you can't see that.
Well, no. I'm just putting that there to get it out of the way because I was gonna start with the acolyte,
Oh, you were, but
but then
the segue happened.
yeah, but then we got inspired this morning when we already know that they're remaking Snow White, but apparently these are the seven dwarfs. Now, what I know what happened here. They originally planned on putting in like seven really cutting edge CGI characters, but Eisner, well, no, Disney got in there and they cut the budget after losing so much money, so they had to stop right now and use what they had. So this is the cast in their normal Californian street clothes.
I think you're just wishing that to be true.
I'm guessing. Let's see. This is Doc,
Mm-hmm.
the only real dwarf. Let's see. That's got to be right there with the guy with the axe. That's Grumpy.
Oh yes, of course.
And let's see, Sneezy. Since this guy's got this thing around his head, he looks sickly. I'm guessing that's Sneezy. Bashful, obviously, the guy with the Napoleon hat is Bashful. Sleepy, oh, right there, that's your Sleepy.
You're doing a very good job of this.
And now we're looking for Happy, and of course it's got to be the woman. Because she's happy she's got a job.
Oh, that didn't sound right. I don't like that. I know what I kind of.
Oh, wait a
know what
minute.
you mean.
We're missing one. Let's see.
Oh, you're missing.
Then, well,
Bashful dog.
we're looking. Dopey.
Dopey.
So that would leave this
Oh.
guy as Dopey. Well, no. We're not going to call him Dopey. We're going to call him Exceptional Character.
Yikes. All of this is making me very uncomfortable.
Because there can't be. This is Disney. We cannot do Dopey. That's Exceptional Character.
You know, we're assuming, or you're assuming,
Yeah.
I have nothing to do with this, I'm just over here listening,
Mm-hmm.
that they are going to be like Doc, happy, grumpy, bashful. They might be something different. You never know.
Well, since they lost Victoria Alonso, they don't have that great CGI that we've seen in many other Disney products in the past. So I thought they were gonna take these characters and use Hollywood magic and camera tricks and make them look like dwarfs. But then, why hire a real dwarf?
Well, you happen to be the best for the job.
I can't wait until the Hispanic Snow White comes out, hits theaters. Look at this wonderful field they're standing in. My printout doesn't do it justice. Well, let's put Snow White aside. I was completely shocked when I saw that one this morning.
Yeah, that's an interesting take on Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
I think it's going to be a typical Disney success, another triumph.
Much like Indiana Jones and what was the last one? Elemental? No, it was, well, I don't know. When was the last time we went to a movie? Went into a movie theater?
I don't know.
I know. I don't either.
Theaters suck. You have to
They
go
do,
in there,
used
the
to.
floor is sticky, it stinks. You got to listen to some asshole down the aisle crinkle his paper because he can't stop grazing for 5 minutes. And then you can't pause it. So when you go to the bathroom, you miss a bit of the movie.
Nothing was funnier than
these
the
movies-
movie where you came back after the bathroom and you said, straight face, well, because you didn't know, this movie needed one of those scenes where you draw something like a map and show where people are going. They had that.
Make a
What do you mean they
plan.
had that? You just missed it. Oh. I hate going to the bathroom in the movies because you always.
And now they're all like 3 hours long.
I know.
I have trouble keeping it for the hour and a half that we do this.
I don't. I've gotten up several times and gone to the ladies' room while we were doing this.
We have to put a timer on me to see if I'm able to last the hour and a half. So this is the Phydeaux font, which I've explained many times in the past. It's tilted 22.5 degrees to the right.
Don't give away your trademark secrets.
I have to explain that it is a unique font, so that if anyone wants to put it on the computer, they've got to call it the Phydeaux font. The important part, see where the A, it's slashed up on all of the E, it's slashed up. R, it's, let's see, unique typeset. Sign of quality in cartooning. The cartoonist goes through the effort of making his own font. So there's more news on the Acolyte. You'll remember
yes.
that I told you a few weeks ago that we haven't heard word what's going on with the Crown, the UK government, who apparently are
They want to shut
upset.
this down, or?
Well, they want to seize the production, I guess. I don't know why. Perhaps bills have not been paid. I don't know. But we have here, I took this is a screenshot of two characters in the Acolyte, and that's in the background supposed to be a mural on the wall of a bunch of past heroes, and it also happens to be the cast of Rebels, including the Pikachu-like character that they have. You know, it's done in the same Japanese manga style, and they just happen to. So we see more member berries. Let's hope the Acolyte is a successful series for Star Wars. I've already washed my hands of the entire franchise since Last Jedi. I can't believe they're going to spend more money on it, but make them spend it all.
It's almost like they print money. It's almost like they're using money that has like a little Mickey Mouse on it. Like little ears.
Well, I saw the darn what do they call it? Preview? What is it? Movie preview of the Acolyte.
Trailer.
I mean, wow, the Force is full force female. It's a. None of these characters are in it, by the way. I just like to state that. I did look closely in the preview to see if there was Chewbacca with a lightsaber, or even this little green girl, or even this dude. The only men there seem to be the villains. So I'd like to say I'm looking forward to the Acolyte, but I'm going to be honest with you, I probably am not going to see it. Let me get that out of the way. Oh, and while I'm thinking of it, I'm going to take this down, get it out of the way, and we'll take our Disney locker. Hey, everyone remembers that that is the poster for the Return of the Jedi. Yeah, that's it. I was about to say Empire Strikes Back, because that's Slave Leia. This is a poster for Return of the Jedi.
Oh yeah, you showed me this.
Well, Disney has updated it. Leia needs to wear a little bit more clothing.
I don't know.
I mean, not only. Oh, look at this! I smeared.
Scared.
Yep, in the lettering.
Stop smearing.
You know, not only are they destroying the new, just destroying it by making new stuff that's bad, but now they're going back to the old stuff.
What? Her slave uniform's not iconic.
This is yeah, I guess.
Hey,
Disney
she was
is
a
really...
badass mofo in that slave outfit. She killed Jar Jar. Not Jar Jar. Jar
This
Jar.
is cultural vandalism. Yeah, don't ask me what I'm using as a rag.
Yes, stop doing it.
But I would like to thank the good people at Amazon for their rags. Hey, if you deliver it to my house and tell me I can't return it, I guess I'm going to have to find a use for it.
There you go.
And we'll probably sell these online to any young ladies who need underwear.
No. Oh, you mean your? No, that's creepy.
All right.
Wife Phydeaux.
I'm going to need something to keep the page clean. And this probably isn't true, but rumor is that in a lot of the theaters that show the film
Oh yeah, I was the one
The
who
Sound
saw
of
that.
Freedom,
Yeah.
they're turning off the air conditioning and refunding tickets and trying to...
Well, one woman went on TikTok, and she and her friends were walking out of the theater, and she said that they had purchased the tickets online, through some service like Fandango or something. And about an hour before the show, they noticed that their money had been refunded, but they figured they were in the area anyway, so they decided to just go and see what was going on. And when they went there, the guy said, "Oh, there's no air conditioner in the theater, so we refunded everybody's ticket." So she said, "Well, are you gonna run it anyway? I mean, what if somebody doesn't care?" And the guy was like, I don't know." So she said, "Well, my friends and I still want to go." And sure enough, they did let them go in, and they ran it, but they didn't have the air conditioner in that theater. But she said she walked into another theater, completely air conditioned. The hallways were air conditioned. So the only part of that whole building was her theater. So then, because she put this story on TikTok, people respond to it, and people were writing things like, "Oh my God, that was in my theater too," or "Holy crap," like that kind of thing.
I can't see AMC doing this because there's no dog.
It's too
They have no
obvious.
dog in the fight.
It's too
And
obvious.
it only hurts them because they're
I know.
making 60% of the money anyway.
I know.
And it's not like I could see them doing this with something like The Passion of the Christ or something. This film is nothing.
I know. I'm not really sure why this film is supposedly so, controversial. I mean, it's a controversial subject, yes, and it's not a fun subject, no. Excuse me, but
I don't think the people at AMC are some big supporters of child trafficking.
I would hope not.
Neither do I really think Disney is either, but it's a funny joke you say that because
Well, it's
Hollywood.
not really that funny. But I know what you mean. I know
But
what you're saying.
just that when you say that in regards to Disney, you add your own joke here. Disney's got a problem if that joke can be made.
Yes, because they are a family.
They're a family company that doesn't want to do family films anymore, I suppose. Can't do family films anymore.
In the not too distant past, Disney was like an extremely conservative
Yeah.
company. I mean, I only know this, well, I heard some things afterwards about it, but I watched the Monkees religiously. I can probably, recite half of the episodes. And there was one episode where one of the running jokes was, "Oh, you should cut your hair. They're not going to let you into Disney like that." Because Disney was not allowing people with a certain length of hair, men with a certain length of hair, into the park. So, I mean, they were even that bad. And now they're like polar opposite.
They brought
Which
their
is fine, that's better, but don't tell me,
they brought their current values to Star Wars, which is why they've heard it so much. And their current values now, the Force is female, and diversity and equity and inclusion. What if they brought their family values to Star Wars? Now, hear me out here. One of the weirdest things that George Lucas ever did was he had the Jedi's like a Catholic priest. They can't marry. They can't have families. Now, let's dig into that. Why is that? Let's say Jedi's biggest weakness is his love for his families.
Yeah.
And go back to do Knights of the Old Republic and have, these Jedi hero knights with big happy families, and the Sith saying we're going to attack them from their families, and have them kidnap the wife and children or whatever, and the Jedi has to go out there and rescue them. A hero rescuing women and children. Wow. How do you think that would play in today's current American atmosphere? That would be a hit film.
Oh yeah, no, I know. It's like if you lean too much on anything, there's a problem. If you say that no woman can, need saving, then you've created an issue. If you say that all men can save any woman, then you've created an issue. So you just can't do blanket things. That's all.
Jedi father rescuing his wife and children.
No, I'm not saying that story wouldn't be good and wouldn't do well, but I'm just going back to, like, extremists on either side just bug the bejeebus out of me.
So how do you make a multi-million-dollar franchise?
You start off with $1 billion franchise.
You give Kathleen Kennedy a multi-billion-dollar franchise.
I was close.
Mm-hmm.
So did you poll the audience? Do they want me to do a background review of whatever I'm watching?
We don't. We actually don't have live audience today.
No. I mean in general, the past audiences.
Oh no. What was the question?
If they want me to do a running review of some movie I've watched in the background.
Oh yeah. No, go ahead.
No. I'm coloring, actually.
I
have coloring to do.
So in the I guess it's the Acolyte. This is going to be the character playing Grand Admiral Thrawn from the Timothy Zahn books, and I just want to put this out there. Yeah, I think separated at birth.
Wait a second. I think there might be some subtle shading happening here.
Hey, Chief Colors, you got a blue pencil?
I have several blue
Give me a blue
pencils.
pencil. Let me check this out. Let's put a slight shade on Elon's face here. Her phone is ringing.
Hi, Mama.
Surprise.
Hello.
Back on paper. Why? I think I've discovered this is him. Now we need red on the eyes first. Yeah. Steals a red pencil from the chief colorist. Her red pencil doesn't work. Let's go red marker then. Looks like he's yelling after a bender. Yep. What do you think? That's what they were thinking. I'm just an ink-stained wretch today. So last week we had, we called this the Karen effect, and to explain to everyone what the Karen effect is, most people don't want to complain. They'll just not go anymore. And this is a new internet meme. This is Airplane Lady, otherwise known as the new Karen. I wish I had this last week. We could have used it, but put that aside. Lovely lady. Uh, that's Disney's current problem. People just aren't showing up. We don't want to complain, although the internet it's a cottage industry here on the internet talking about the works of Miss Kennedy. And I was in a supermarket earlier this week, and I'm one of those weirdos who will look at the candy aisle and not look at the candy, but maybe at the beef jerky or some other stuff, and I'm hungry. And they had these items, these fruit crisps, and I actually thought of buying them until I saw Mickey and Donald on them, and I couldn't take myself. I couldn't bring myself to purchase them. And they look great. This is Asian pears, and these are Fiji apples, and they're fruit crisps, 100% fruit. But I don't trust Disney. I know they got to be stuffed with sugar. They probably aren't. But I won't buy a Disney product. I never cared for Mickey and Donald as a kid anyway, but as an adult, I just sort of accepted them. I went to Disney World. There's no problem. They're horrible characters. But now that's how much damage has been done to this product. Well, okay, all that crap's out of the way. Let's, since we have the brush out, carry on with our inking. I'll finish this up. I just couldn't bring myself to buy those Disney fruit snacks simply because they had Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck on them. And I'm sure this is just a company who's just licensing these characters, their images, for their normal product. But you lost the sale because of that. Let's see what's going on here. That's the table. That's all right back there. It's the couch. Yeah, these lines are not perfect. That's the wall. I wonder how much of that conversation the camera can pick up. Yeah, the microphone's got to be picking up that conversation. She's trying to talk to her mother, who's very hard of hearing. So you're going to hear the same phrase again and again and again, because my wife seems to think that all she has to do is say it again with a little bit more of a aggravated tone of voice. Her mother will be able to understand her. Maybe it's just me, but the most aggravating word in the world is what? I think I would prefer it if they even used the proper English pardon, but what? Well, we're not usually this quiet. Who am I kidding? We're always this quiet. Let's see. I probably should explain how we're doing this trick. The human eye can judge parallels rather well. You can see, well, let's pretend we're looking at the edge of that TV. That's off. That's off. That's on. You can even see it from Irving's camera way over there. Just sort of hold the ruler parallel to the line we want to draw, and as long as the finial's still at the same spot, it should draw a straight line. Oh, the lamp. Just a line up there, and you really can't see anything there. So it's still a little bit of details to do all over the place, but I don't want to smudge the ink, so we're going to leave that one alone. This one needs, let's do the word balloons on this just to get them out of the way. The way I do a word balloon, it's just a parenthesis. Fortunately, the smudge is going to be inside the balloon, so we can clean it up easy. I hate it when the smudge is someplace outside the balloon, because then you really notice it. And the arrows. Tells you which person is tacking or talking. This guy here is tacking. Alright, put that back up on the bag there. Okay, I just have to do everything on this actually. That's a thick line. Not happy with that. Might have to swap out brushes. Looks like the old brush here is the best point right now. Suckers are looking a little bit. Oh well. Let's go to the old brush. No, that's a horrible line. I need new brushes already. Everything's losing its... Oh, that's a little bit better. I went back to the original brush and I guess it heard that I was replacing it and said I won't do that again. Apparently they don't like something either. Wonder what that is. I wonder if it's possible to get through a single broadcast. We've done about 50, this is the 53rd of one of these, I think. Let me check. Yeah, this is number 53. Can we get through a single broadcast without her mother calling in the middle of it? Should add that as a segment. So, should we start this again? Hello, good evening, welcome to Phydeaux number 53.
Oh, you stopped?
Nah.
Oh. You're being sarcastic?
Yeah.
Hey, listen, my mother is of an advanced age living in a long-term facility.
Nursing home.
I can't say those words.
Assisted living facility, perhaps.
Well, no, assisted living means... Anyway, I'm not going to not talk to him, sorry. Sorry, everybody, but...
Her Newfoundland is showing. She has to apologize like every other Canadian.
Do not call my family Canadian. They're English, I think. I don't know. I don't even remember, actually. But my grandmother hated somebody. I think it was the English. I'm not positive, though. Might have been the French. I don't remember. That was a very long time ago.
It's good that you've let go. You have let go of the hate.
That's right. My grandmother would be 119.
Let go of the hate after 119 years.
Oh, my old professor, her husband put something online. Now, she's not necessarily that much older than I am, but she's in her 60s anyway. Maybe even late 60s, I think.
Right.
And her husband put something about his mother just turned 83. I'm like, how is his mother 83 and my mother's 87?
Well, your mother had you late in life.
I know, but not that late.
Oh, comparatively, yeah.
I mean, for that age, yeah, she was late, but nowadays people are having their kids at 30, 35, 40.
Yeah, well, not back
She
then.
was only 32. Well, she was almost 33, but she was only 32. Or was she almost 31? Wait a minute. I'm going to be... Okay, she was almost 33.
Uh-huh.
But it just seemed weird that his mother would be younger than my mother. I'm like, how is that possible? And my father would have been 100 this year. But my mother got her roommate to sing. So my mother was very happy that she got her to sing. So she wanted her roommate to sing to me.
Okay.
Look it. It's someone for my mother to take care of. That's what she wants to do. That's what she needs to do, so. So how many more smudges and smears have there been?
It'll be a smudgy day.
There's gonna be a smudgy day?
Yes, it has been. I think I still have right there a little bit of ink on my finger. Ink stain wretch.
So I was trying to think of what we've watched this week. I mean, I think the only thing we've watched this
Yellowstone.
week is Yellowstone,
Yeah.
but we also watched Grand Tour.
Oh yes, with the guys from Top Gear, Jeremy Clarkson, James May, and Richard Hammond.
And you know, people keep saying that they're going to stop because they're getting older and whatnot. I don't think they're going to stop until one of them dies.
Yeah,
I
they
used
tried.
to think
Yeah,
it
they
was-
tried to kill Hammond off again. Yeah.
I know. I used to think it was Richard Hammond. Richard Hammond? That doesn't sound right.
Yeah, Richard Hammond.
Richard Hammond.
Yeah.
I used to think it was Richard Hammond that they were trying to kill off, but they've been doing a lot with James May lately. They put him in that super
They
fast car.
Yeah, they tortured James May this week. But you're right. He's the one who crashed last time.
Yes, he hit the wall. He literally hit the cave wall.
He hit the wall.
And it's weird because they went running after him like, oh shit. Like that was an effing crash, man.
You get the feeling that they're sort of like the Jackass crew. They really can't go anywhere without drawing a crowd.
You think everywhere you looked, there were people taking pictures or
Yeah.
coming out, swarming the cars. I mean, I know that they knew that the people were there, but they were joking about how they have the window open and they're trying to climb in the cars to take pictures.
They made a list of like all the countries they can't go to anymore.
And it's a pretty big list. Some they're just not allowed to, but some there's just problems.
That's what's going to kill the show. It's like there's no place else they can go. Okay, how many more times can we drive through the south of France?
Until we get it right.
Until they won't let us do it anymore.
I know.
I think they did have a problem earlier in the show with speeding in France.
Oh, probably. Well, isn't Jeremy Clarkson aren't they kind of off on him again because the farm and because of other things he said and?
I think he said something about the Queen. Oh, no,
I
is
don't
it the
think it
Queen?
was the Queen, but it was something.
Yeah, Meghan Markle.
Meghan Markle, that's what he said
Yes,
something
yes,
about.
yes.
He didn't actually. I think he wrote an article about her.
Yeah, I don't have the exact quote, but it was. Remember that scene from the Game of Thrones where they take Cersei Lannister and they strip her naked
Shame.
and walk her down the street,
Mhm.
whipping her, yelling shame.
Yep.
I think Mr. Clarkson recommended such a treatment for Miss Markle.
Oh, is that what he did?
Yeah.
Mm.
Don't worry, Jeremy. She's Hollywood trash. That marriage is not gonna last.
Oh, when they ever walked into the wax museum, and the first ones that they saw are Kate Middleton and oh my God, why am I not remembering his name?
Because you're American.
No, but I know his name for God's sakes. Prince.
Big ears, whatever the guy's name is.
Prince.
Who cares?
Prince William. No. That
I
doesn't
don't.
sound right.
I don't know.
Anyway.
You're asking me.
And they were because you know British people. Well, the British.
I'm an Anglophile, but no, I don't know I don't know the names of British royalty.
Diana's kids. Charles's kid. Anyway,
I'm pretty sure the audience knows who you're talking about.
I know. But they were done so poorly. And the three of them just cracked up laughing. Their reaction was priceless. And I'm not so naive to not believe that some of this stuff is completely staged and they know what's going on. But it is still hysterical to see them interact with each other and react to things.
I'm surprised that since they're going to stage this shit, they don't use stunt drivers. That bit in the end when they're trying to drive up onto the jet was particularly dangerous for Mr. May because he had a light little car, and the jet backwash would have sent that thing flipping if he got caught in it. They're looking to kill James May. Everyone thinks they're looking to kill Hammond. No.
That's what I said. I said that this week.
Yeah.
This week it was more obvious than it's ever been. It's like, because remember they also put him in that super crazy fast car. Because remember they was like, oh, this thing it has like 720.
Because the last time they put Richard Hammond in one of those cars, he crashed it.
Okay, but still.
So it's like we have to protect Hammond. Well, okay, well, give it to May. Because Clarkson ain't gonna do it.
No.
Clarkson can't get in there.
Oh my God,
he's
that was so funny.
He's 6 feet 2 inches tall and 400 pounds. He can't get into the race car.
And they had to literally take the race. He got into it. He couldn't get out of it. He couldn't adjust himself, and he couldn't get out
They
of
had
it.
to disassemble it.
Yeah.
That's more or less how you got out of that log flume ride at Disney.
No, I eventually got out.
They did not have to disassemble it.
No. But I'm sorry, those three guys make for a very funny show. And part of me wonders if, like, when they go home at night, they never speak to each other and they hate each other until they're on screen. And I don't know if I care or not, but but I highly recommend the Grand Tour, and I highly recommend Clarkson's Farm.
One of the visual gags in a film that the Beatles did was they were saying, oh, they're just a bunch of regular guys from Liverpool, and they show them going home to their separate homes at night. Then the camera moves in as they're all simultaneously opening their door to each of them in their different homes as it goes down the street, and it's all one big building, and they all go into the same room. So I'm pretty sure the guys from Top Gear, you know,
They have something like
they all live together in one big building.
I don't know. I didn't see either of the two of them on the farm, and that would have been very funny if even one of the two of them showed up at the farm.
Just sort of do the joke that they're always there. That's where they, you know.
I swear they. Oh, that's. I know. Actually, that would be kind of funny if they just sort of were in the background,
Yeah.
having coffee or something in the corner.
That's the secret to the longevity of the Rolling Stones. Apparently, is that once they're done, they're done. They don't hang out with each other. They don't want. They're gone. They each go their separate direction.
Well, I imagine if you tour with people for that long, you kind of have to have some separation.
Well, that's what happened with Van Halen. David Lee Roth just got on Eddie's nerves.
Yeah, who would have thought Eddie would be the first one gone out of that group? I would have thought it would have been his brother. His brother always looked rough.
Sometimes rock stars are like cockroaches. You know, we use that term like cockroaches, but if there's a nuclear war, it's the ants that are going to survive. All cockroaches are just like little mobile food sources for the ants to eat. I said ants. Ants.
I heard you.
Ants, not ants. For some words, the Boston accent just kicks in there. I don't know why.
Can't get rid of it.
But at least I recognize that I really did a bad Boston accent there. The ants.
Can't get away from it, babe. It's always going to be there.
What is that lightly hopped beverage that you can't say?
I can say it. I just say it with an extreme Bostonian accent. I'm never going to be able to say it now because now it's totally in my head. Would you be referring to a beer?
You did it. Yeah.
That one time down in Florida when I slurped a beer or said something about a beer, I scared myself with my Bostonian accent. Ooh, that was rough. Somebody thought we were from New York.
New York.
How dare they? I told you I used to call people for work and I'd say, "Hi, this is Vicky from Suffolk University," or whatever, and they'd be like, "Oh, Boston." Like, okay, do you know the university? No, what's your accent?
Okay, you just doxed yourself.
I know. Well, it's on my Facebook where I used to work.
I've got like 3 different requests on the computer for chats.
Right now?
Right now, yeah. I'm not chatting, I'm drawing. I leave the computer on whilst I work. So I've trained people to stop by just to say hi. I don't mind it. Made a lot of friends. Try to
Any
get
of
them.
them males?
I try to get them to. I'm going to skip over that question. I try to get them to hit like on the computer. Strangely enough, there are very few men on Facebook, I've discovered.
Yeah, no, there's plenty of men on Facebook.
Yeah, they're just pretending they're women.
Mm-hmm. Glad you caught on to that.
I use the Google image search. Go in there and whenever they send a picture, you just drop it into the Google image search, and you can find where it came, where they stole it. You know, this one says that on LinkedIn you're a designer in Washington D.C.
Oh, I was gonna say something, but I'm not gonna say it because I'm a good person.
Okay.
La la la, la 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 la.
It must feel good to be such a good person.
Doesn't it though?
Yes, a nice warm feeling in your stomach.
Yeah. But you know what's really good about it
What?
is I'm a bad enough person that I have these evil thoughts that make me giggle.
Uh-huh.
But I'm a good enough person that I don't have to share them.
Oh, good.
Mhm.
You're not going to give the audience any hints or anything?
No. This one's all to myself. I'm having a nice little happy laugh in my head.
Oh, that's good.
Mhm. As opposed to a sad laugh.
Ah.
So we watched Grand Tour and we watched Yellowstone, and apparently Yellowstone is in 2 parts this season.
Yeah, they
It's in the
called
middle
it.
of the season. And
They
there's-
called it a mid-season finale.
Yep. Which I think started with your favorite show, Lost. I don't remember there ever being mid-season finales until around that time. I mean, they'd take a break around the holidays. You know, you'd have the reruns starting in...
Yeah, but they were doing 20 or 30 episodes. These a-holes barely get out half a dozen.
I know. And when they were trying to make the horses, they were actually doing it with like practically, not on a computer hitting a button.
There are really horses in Yellowstone. You must be referring to
I don't know. That was the only thing I could think of.
Rings of Power is the only place I know where they used a fake horse.
I know there's actually real horses in Yellowstone.
All right, let's put. Oops, there goes the computer.
I know. Is there actually thinking about it? Is there any CGI in Yellowstone? What would they use it for?
No, I doubt it.
Mm.
Yep, okay, everything's still good? Yeah, it looks it. We're at 1 hour and 17 minutes.
1 hour and 17 minutes.
No, I think 1 hour and 17 seconds.
Oh.
Alright, let's put that sucker up there in the magnets to dry. We've done half of the finished penciling on this one. Do I feel like finished penciling, or do we continue inking? Good question.
What does your inner cartoonist say?
Well, I'd like to get this one done so I can send it out to you. And that one's not even close. Well, actually, I'm running out of things to do. I've got to ink this one to finish, to completion, so... There we go. Now, I can hardly see this. Let's see, what are the... Everybody block your eyes, we're going to turn on a light. And let there be light, and there was light. All right. This is one of the few shots that we ever see of the cable box.
Now you told me to leave this whole thing white back in,
Yeah, I guess so. Let's take a look at it in a minute.
So this one's technically done if I'm leaving this whole back thing white.
Okay. I figured I
Shade it in.
well we haven't we don't have to cover every square inch with color, and in fact we probably could get away with just leaving the walls in the apartment white. That we started covering everything with color is probably not to our advantage. We should cut back on the color.
You are the creator.
Yeah. I'm
You
God.
tell me what to do and I'll do it.
Yeah, I'm God.
You tell me what not to do and I won't do it.
Right. I'm thinking about cutting back on the color.
Okay.
Leave some white, some white in the background.
Okay. That's fine by me.
And usually when I do anything in the background, maybe we'll just gray it out rather than having you color everything individually, because it just doesn't, it's not necessary.
Like I said, I only do what you ask me to. I don't do what you don't want me to.
Yeah, I know.
Speaking of which, do you want me to try to get this smudge? Or just leave it?
Oh, well, a white. Why, do you want a white out? Do you have?
I'll try.
Do you have white out? I went to a store and asked for white out, and they looked at me like I was saying something racist. And then, oh, you mean liquid paper? Yeah, okay. Yes, millennial, I mean liquid paper.
Oh.
What?
I had a weird moment today. That's never really happened in my life. I must share.
What do you got?
I gave my mother those Tide pens.
Yeah.
You know, that And my mother hands it to me. She'd gotten something on her shirt. She hands me one of the Tide pens and she says, "How do you work this?" And I said, "What do you mean, how do you work this? You've done this before. You know, it's not really a thing to work." I said, "You just put the tip of it on or whatever." And I took it and I took the cover off. And she said, "Oh, I couldn't get that cover off." She couldn't get the cover off, but I could. I said to her, "How weak are you?" Usually I have to give it to one of you guys to open.
Okay. I thought perhaps we had close to a whiteout story.
No. But it was a cover story, because you know why? I almost couldn't get this off because you thought you loosened it. And you're an effing strong man. You didn't loosen it. So my mother just told me I don't have to call her at 9 o'clock, and I never know if that's a test.
Call me only if you love me.
I know, right? You don't have to call me at 9.
You don't have to.
For a reference, I call my mother every day at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. But since I just talked to her now, she said, "You don't have to call me at 9 o'clock."
Only if you love me.
Only a good daughter would call me at 9.
I don't think I've spoken to my mother in weeks, and I'm relatively positive she's never going to see this broadcast, so I can say whatever I want on that topic.
You thought that before, and you nearly got your
There's
trouble.
no chance in hell she's going to listen to this.
Yeah, I'm not going to take that bet. You never know.
Well, Mom, if you hear this, we all love you here.
We do.
She'll never hear that.
My God, I've known you now for 20 years. If your mother's and family, then I don't know. Or is it someone I love, then I don't know what's wrong. The woman that my mother had talking to me or singing to me, I think she has something in her mind programmed because my mother said to say good night, and she said, "Good night, love you, bye."
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Ida's going to have a whole bunch of you, whole bunch written in her mind when
Yeah.
she loses it all.
Yep.
There's a bunch of niddling little details on here that I probably shouldn't be doing.
Why not?
Well, I really did an extreme perspective here. So there's a couch, a table, another chair, and then a tree, like a house plant, and they're all such sharp perspectives that they all just sort of disappear off in the distance. And I should have come up with a way to represent that differently. But nope, that's what we're dealing with. I think this one's just about ready for the chief colors, just has to dry. I'm going to toss it up on the magnet. And can't touch that one anymore. So we are back to the pencil. I'm going to do something you never should do. I'm going to leave the wet paintbrushes over there.
Ooh. What is it you always tell everybody?
Yep. What do I always tell everybody?
Don't leave your wet pencils over there. I've heard you say that so many times.
No, I think you've heard me say put the bottle back on your ink.
Put the bottle back on the ink?
Put the cover back on the ink bottle. That's what we've done. But I am covered in ink. But
And so is
the
my chair, and so is the floor. And so, no, I'm kidding.
And so is my girl's underwear.
I'm sorry, woman's. I'm kidding.
I don't know. I think these are.
No, they're women's.
Somebody help me out here. Is that a women's size or is that a? Because they look awfully small.
Well, it says right there. Oh, it says hipster. It doesn't say woman on there.
20.
Let me see. Just out of curiosity. What's the brand on them? No, give me the box. I don't want the dirty. I don't want you dirty underwear.
You don't want my dirty underwear? They're secret treasures. Yes, indeed, secret treasures.
Stop.
I know there's a vending machine in
Stop.
Japan crying out for my used underwears now.
Don't say underwears. Now you really sound ignorant.
I said that on purpose.
Oh, I know, but other people may not know that. And you really sound bad.
What does her nose look like? Yeah, it's a pointy nose. Yeah, I'm using the wrong pencil for this. It's not dark enough. Do I have any lighter? Well, see, the problem here is the lead is too hard. I need a softer lead, which gives me a darker. There we go. Which gives me a darker pencil line. Oh, hey, here's your blue pencil back. See how much? Hey, Irving, camera one. Zoom in on this. As if it's important.
Irving has some good zooming skills.
Yeah, no, it's too dark. I really can't see what's going on here. Okay, Irving, go back and.
So when do the camera crew and all those people go on strike? Oh, shh.
Yeah, this Hollywood writers' strike doesn't seem to be working.
Anything?
It's a bad time for it. They've just put it's a bad year for Hollywood in general because of bad writing. Now you a-holes want to go out on strike?
Well, they were making the comment on Nerdrotic that all of these writers who aren't writing are writing because it's something you can do without being noticed.
Yeah, the actors are going on strike and saying the actors can't.
They
do
can't
the
do a
writers
side gig of acting. They're seen.
Yeah, I heard that bit.
Yeah, but the writers are at home writing or somewhere.
Well, the good ones are.
Yeah, the good ones are.
Can you imagine being stuck on the picket line and you've written a legitimate show like maybe Better Call Saul or even Yellowstone, and you're sitting there next to the writers of She-Hulk?
We need something like a Better Call Saul. That was a good show. I missed that show.
So where do you guys work? Oh, we're the writing staff of Lucasfilm. We're the Lucasfilm Writers Group.
Get out of here. Well, Gary was saying that during one of the last strikes, one of the famous guys, I forget which one he said, was a scab. Like he was openly writing during one of the strikes, and I forget who it was. But it's someone who's obviously now we stand with the writers and all that crap.
Well, with the diversity, equity, and inclusion rules, they're hiring people for those reasons rather than talent. You would think that people who actually did have talent would be scabbing away because it's their only chance to get a job.
Yeah, well, it's
During the Red Scare when McCarthy was asking everyone in Hollywood if they were communists, a lot of writers who were blacklisted sold their stuff to other people just to get it out there. A lot of commie writers.
Or
got work.
wrongly accused of being commie writers.
No, they were. But they were just being silly. They weren't traitors to the nation. They were just idiots.
Hey, Lucille Ball, who probably no one listening to this knows, was deemed a commie.
So, I'm surprised that there aren't people trying, pulling, there probably are, writers who sell this, give this stuff, sell this stuff to people of the right class. What I'll have to say today, I don't want to use the other word. But I can get away with
Why don't
saying
you stop
class.
right now, just to avoid any potential misstep of words.
So we don't know if any of this is true, but there has been some whispering that Mrs. Kennedy up here, that we've been gazing lovingly at throughout this broadcast, might be in trouble for commingling funds on the Acolyte.
I know, you've said that. That would be that would be a legit reason for her to be gone. I mean, she has plenty of other ones, but...
Apparently, Leslie Headland, you may have heard this name, she was Weinstein's executive assistant, and somehow now she's a creative force in Hollywood herself, working for Lucasfilm. And they're trying to do a Star Wars bit, pre-prequel, you might call it, Knights of the Old Republic. We don't know. We have no proof. This is just rumor, speculation.
We have to say that
Allegedly.
you're innocent until proven guilty.
There seems to be something interesting going on with the money. And Hollywood is famous for their creative accounting, but...
Well, they are creatives. If you give creatives money, they're going to create...
Why can't they just create hookers and blow?
Well, that was years ago.
That's the problem with Hollywood these days. They're not letting them...
Now,
They're not letting them do the cocaine they used to do.
No, they're doing all like fentanyl, which is horrible.
Yeah.
There's been this like string of
And
reasonably youngish actors, and it's like, well, fentanyl. It's like, ugh.
and when there's with all this Me Too stuff going on, I guess they're afraid to use prostitutes. I don't know.
No, you would think the prostitute would actually be a better, because, you know, there's a paper trail if you pay by a check, which I guess really only Jerry Springer does that, but you know, maybe a credit card statement. Oh, that's not even a good idea either.
Hugh Grant, I think, was the credit card.
What's credit card? No, Hugh Grant was beating her up in the middle of a highway.
No, he wasn't, was he?
Oh yeah, he beat her.
Oh, I didn't know
Well,
that.
he hit her. I thought, well, you know what? Actually, before I besmirch his name, I'd have to.
I thought he just his big scandal was that he used a prostitute at all.
No, there was more to it, because there was a mugshot of him and a mugshot of
What,
her.
didn't they just arrest him for being a John?
I think there was more to it. I could be wrong. I probably am wrong.
Oh well, usually I'm the one here, folks, who makes the wild accusation, but now we have...
It's not a wild accusation. It's just, it could be a bit of a stretch. I wonder whatever happened to her. She had her for 10 accent went away. But her name was on people's lips for a while. Don't see her. Okay, let's see.
I just remember there was a radio bit where they had someone impersonating Hugh Grant, and wow, I'm gonna leave that one alone because it was that radio bit could not be played today because it was incredibly racist. Something about
Don't.
no, don't worry about it. Something about his at that time who was the actress he was with? Some other British woman, female actress who was his girlfriend that he came over with. Wow, I can't remember her name.
I know who it is too, but I can't think of it. Liz Hurley.
Liz Hurley, yes. Liz Hurley did not do what this prostitute did. But his career recovered pretty well, actually.
Okay, I looks like I'm wrong. He was just caught doing lewd acts.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
For some reason, I thought
Hugh Grant did not, and repeat, did not punch a prostitute, hit a prostitute. She probably hit him, if anything.
Oh, and her name was Divine. That was it.
Ah,
Divine.
I'm sure that was her
Wow.
Christian name.
Well, divinity is a Christian thing. Hugh Grant blames sex worker scandal on a bad mood and drunken lunch. All right then. I guess he made a joke about it on The View recently. That was in 1995.
I was about to ask you how long ago that was.
1995. That was 28 years ago. Holy crap.
Let's just leave it at that. Okay, and last panel. Should put a point on that pencil, but I don't want to make my pencil any smaller. But I gotta draw her, so I need a point. Alright. Where are you? So this is about the time of the broadcast that we have to come up with a title for this.
Okay.
Usually what I do is I just, at the end, I'll toss all the paper and everything on the board and whatever comes to mind. But let's recap. What have we learned today? Ben and Jerry is going to have to give up their land to the Native Americans,
For some reason.
or be considered, what's the word, hypocritical?
Yeah, hypocritical.
Let's see, the Ahsoka full force female preview.
For some reason, I want you to call this hi-ho. Hi-ho.
Yes, we were talking about how damaged Walt Disney is that I won't even buy the fruit snacks out of the cashier line. Let's put that aside. We finally met Karen. Nice to see you, ma'am. We know that Elon Musk was the model for Grand Admiral Thrawn. The Sound of Freedom apparently is making theaters hot this July. And they're making the poster for The Last Jedi less hot.
Go.
The Acolyte, not starring Brie Larson. That's the problem. They needed Brie Larson.
Oh, see, you know, some of these things could so easily be fixed, and they just
The
don't.
$1 million, the $1 billion. Her film made $1 billion, didn't she? Yes.
Yes, it did.
Captain Marvel made $1 billion. She's Marvel's $1 billion baby. They should have.
$1 billion baby.
They should have put Brie in the Acolyte.
They weren't thinking, Charles. They weren't thinking.
So, Leslie Headland, the secretary of the disgraced Harvey Weinstein, apparently has been receiving
Got threats?
no. Okay, we're going to call this unauthorized creative accounting.
Ah, okay.
And I can't really say much more. And still be considered responsible. But I'd like to say that I'm looking forward to seeing the Acolyte. But after what they did to look what they did to Return of the Jedi poster.
Oh, terrible, terrible, terrible.
I'm depressed.
I don't blame you, honey. It's depressing.
Let's see. Just imagine you're standing in line in a picket line in Hollywood as a writer. You've got a bunch of really successful shows under your belt, and you're standing there next to Carrie Hart from the all-female Lucas Story Group.
Which is nothing wrong with it being all female. It's just that that's not a good writing.
Listen, none of them can write. Yes, Kathy, the force certainly is female.
She just made a lot of wrong mistakes. She was trying to insert herself into the shows and such, and it just doesn't work that way.
She considers herself a brunette, thin British woman.
Yep. Which she might have been years ago.
I don't think she was ever the British woman.
I was trying to figure that out. I don't think she was either, but
Do you know who we forgot to talk about today?
what did we forget to talk about?
Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
Oh, God.
We have completely forgotten about Indy 5.
I thought we talked about that last week. Over and over again, I feel like.
How,
Or I just have heard about so much of it.
how did we forget Phoebe Waller-Bridge? Well, it's because she hasn't done anything in the news. That show has, that movie has disappeared.
Yep.
Is it still in theaters?
I think so, but I think Mission Impossible 7 or 8 or 9 or 10, whichever one it is probably taking over some of the theaters
Yes.
on it.
I think I heard something along those lines.
But then it's gonna lose its theaters to Oppenheimer, I guess, is what I heard.
Yeah, I don't have happy feelings about Oppenheimer. I think that might be a problem. It's very long.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a.
That seems to have had a very quick, well, comparatively, start to finish time. Because remember we saw Jack Quaid on Red Letter Media, and he said he was leaving to do that? That wasn't that long ago. What, you aren't as up on your Red Letter Media trivia as I am?
I guess not. I was not aware that Jack Quaid was going off to do Oppenheimer.
Yeah, one of the running bits was that the guys kept giving him scripts to read, or scripts to give to Christopher Nolan. Because he was off to, I don't think he's the star, but he's in it. Actually, I don't know who the star is, so I shouldn't say that. I really don't know much about what any of that. I mean, I know who Oppenheimer is, but I don't know what the story is supposed to be, or what angle, or what they're doing.
Apparently, Oppenheimer went into Truman's office and feeling all terrible and guilty for what, as Oppenheimer said, for what I did to the Japanese. And Truman's like, you didn't do anything to the Japanese. I did that to the Japanese. And then once he ushered him out of the office, he told his assistant, don't ever let that, I think he used the word asshole, but he might have used the word, don't ever let that asshole in my office again.
Okay, interesting story, but that's not 3 hours or however long the movie.
No, that's not in the movie. Obvious. No effing way they're going to put that in the movie. I don't know. I'm not excited to go to the theater to see Oppenheimer, but
Oh, I wouldn't see it in the theater, but
I wasn't excited to go to the theater to see what's it called again?
Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs?
Sound of Freedom.
Oh, Sound of Freedom.
It's just, I'm sure it's a great
No,
film.
I-
I'm sure it's a thriller and everything. I just don't care to see child
That one,
endangerment.
That one's probably something, maybe on like a random Thursday, if it's on one of the things that we have, and you're not around or something, and I'm coloring, I might throw it on.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
I've got nothing against it. I'm sure it's a great film.
No,
I've heard it's a
no.
great film. It's just not my
It's
wheelhouse.
Yeah.
I avoid
There's
everything
some-
that has anything to do with children.
Yeah, there's just sometimes some things you don't want to watch for whatever purpose, and that's one of them. I feel like there's something else we watched this week that we...
So, I still find it hard to believe
Oh,
that Walt Disney is actually going to do this to Snow White.
Okay, but we're forgetting a huge
Right.
program that we watched.
What's that?
Something that was 25 years in the making.
You got me? What?
Avatar 2.
Oh, yeah, okay. We had Avatar Day. It took us all
Day
day
watch
to
that.
watch that horrible film.
I don't think it was horrible, but neither one of us really paid attention to it.
That film ended 4 or 5 times. Okay, you got the kid back. Okay, it's over. No, okay, the kid's in trouble again.
Okay,
Okay,
there's
you untied the
epic
kids. They're back. Oh, well, the kids are tied back up again. Okay, you got the.
Oh, there's an epic battle. Oh, no, okay, there's apparently another epic battle's going to happen.
There are films that I say I got old while they were playing. Scorsese did a thing called, I think, Kill the Irishman. It was
No, it's just The Irishman.
The Irishman, yeah.
That was what it's
And
called.
it was a great film.
It was.
But it went on and 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 on. I mean, Scorsese, you still film, you still use film. I can understand why they're doing these 3-hour cartoons because they're doing it all digital and it doesn't matter. You don't know how much film you waste. But I grew old watching Avatar, and I'm not even gonna say it was able to keep my attention.
No, that was what I was just gonna say. Neither one of us were like,
Wrapped
and we were
in
extremely
interest.
passively watching it, which is why it took us forever.
Well, I paused it every time I had to go to the bathroom.
I know, because you're afraid you're gonna miss something, but turns out you didn't. You realize that every time you paused it, you just went and did something and ignored what you paused anyway. And it was funny because the first time you paused it, it was not that far into the movie, and I remember thinking, "Oh my God! It's only like 20 minutes," because I could see how long it's been. And I was like, "Well, it's 1/8 of the way through the movie. Well, now we're 1/16 of the way, or whatever."
This is a long day's journey into night.
Yep.
But we would pause it. I'd leave the room, come back, sit back down here, and get back to work. And it would be a good 5, 10, 15 minutes before I realized, oh, we got that thing on
It's still
pause.
paused, yeah.
Gotta go back and play it.
So I guess you could look at that one of two ways.
I give
Either
that
we
movie a
didn't-
C minus.
Yeah, either we didn't give it like if we didn't pay enough attention to it, so that's why we didn't like it, or it didn't grab our attention.
And what's this bullshit about it being spectacular cinematography? That looked like a horrible cartoon.
It could be because
Nothing. Okay, maybe we're just watching it on a what do we got? A 48-inch TV screen then?
Yeah, something like that.
And we're not seeing it in its full 100 meter glamour
I thought
screen.
the whole thing looked kind of dopey.
Yeah, it looks hard. Yeah, it looked dinky. It looked horrible.
I mean, it was pretty colors, but
Blue.
there were different shades of blue. And I don't know if it was just too much over my head, or I couldn't grasp like who could be in what world and who was half of what and who breathed where and what.
Okay, Mr. Cameron, let me help you out here. In the beginning, there's a huge retcon problem that you have. See, the reason why you brought Sully in to begin with is his brother died, and he had to take his brother's expensive Avatar alien suit and sock puppet it. Now, in this movie, the villain of the previous movie, the military guy, dies, and you bring him back as an Avatar. Well, why didn't you just do that with Sully's brother rather than bringing Sully in? And all you had to do is say, well, it's good that we now have this new technology that allows us to save dead people and put them into their avatars.
Yeah.
They could have done that with an ADR.
Could-
They didn't.
It could have been like a mutual moment, like the moment of what this movie needs is a map. It could be that both of us just missed that moment.
Well, Chris Gore mentioned that was a big plot
Oh,
hole
Chris Gore mentioned
from the
that
beginning. So I watched it with that in mind.
Oh, see, I didn't have that in mind. I just wondered what the hell that was.
And then I said, wait a minute, all you had to do is put an additional dialogue line here. You don't even have to have anyone speak it. You can just show someone reacting to it as someone else speaks it. It's a good thing that we have this new technology. That's all you had to do.
Well, they showed the guys like getting into that tubey thing or
Yeah,
whatever.
right.
Or them putting them into the tubey thing. All they had to say was,
Wish
yeah,
we had
like
this
you
when
said.
Jake Sully's Jake Sully's brother
they
was
don't-
alive.
They don't even have to do that. They just have to, they just say. But then here's the thing, though. The other part of that too is, does that dead body just have to be in that tube all the time,
I don't know.
or is the consciousness turned into the big blue thing?
I don't. And where's Jake Sully's body? I didn't get that one. No.
I know. Is he just in some tube somewhere?
Yeah.
Does he ever get out of the tube? Because he wasn't changed into it. Well, maybe he was with the new technology. I don't know.
I guess there's just so much in the lore that they haven't explained to us, and maybe they have, and we're just not smart enough to figure it out. But the movie was nonsense.
Mhm. And all I could think of was 25 years or however long it's been. 15, 20 years, whatever it's been. Maybe not 25.
Well, they're working on the sequel and the sequel and the sequel. So there's gonna be like 9 of them, I think.
It's supposedly. Hey, people like it. I'm not going to begrudge people if they like it. They found something in it I didn't. I like movies that some people don't like, and I don't like movies some people like, so to each his own.
I kind of like to have a story.
It was a story. There was some whale that was an outcast whale. And
Oh, and I was expecting to hate the human
oh,
character.
yeah, you told me that. The human guy was
He was
supposedly
fine.
annoying, but he was fine.
Yeah, no.
No, he was fine. No, truth be told, the movie was fine. It just wasn't anything grandiose or anything. I think it suffered from its hype. If it didn't have the kind of hype it did, it might have been better. Although I wasn't a huge fan of the first movie either.
We saw it for the colorful lights, and I think we took it. Well, I definitely saw it 3D. It might have been IMAX 3D even. I remember wearing the 3D glasses, and at first looking at it, saying, "Okay, well, it's kind of pretty." It's sort of like the same feeling you get the first time you go into the Pirates of the Caribbean Disney ride, and they send you down that thing, and whoosh, and suddenly you realize you're in a big room. You just look up at the ceiling, and it was one of those moments, which you get over very quickly when you realize that the water's only that deep.
You just probably rocked the mind of some people thinking that that was actually like deep water.
Still waters run deep, baby.
Run deep, baby.
Yeah, you know.
But that's the other thing too. It is still water.
Nah, they got it. They have to circulate that somehow. Otherwise, it start getting
Yeah,
ran.
probably,
It
I
starts
guess
smelling.
They do have to
They got to
because-
chlorinate it. And,
Oh, they have to chlorinate it,
yeah.
yeah. But
And I doubt it's the same water from when the park first opened.
you never know.
Well, they have cut maintenance in Disney, which is why so many of the rides have been broken down for a long time. They're just trying to milk money out of it because they've spent they've lost $1 billion on their films.
That's a lot of money. That's an awful lot of money.
It's not been a good year.
No.
And I know they're trolling us now. Why are they doing this? No one wants to see Snow White. It's a shitty story anyway. It's nothing great. The story of Snow White is of a young woman growing old. Young woman coming to age, and an old woman worrying about her age. So she goes off to a bunch of unthreatening men who care for her.
It's off to work. There you go. I am not convinced that that group of characters is going to be bashful, sleepy, sneezy, Doc, dopey.
An exceptional character. Don't forget exceptional character. He's not dopey anymore.
I'm trying to think of, how they could ever get around that because there's no, I don't know. But anyway, I don't want to get too much into it because the weather outside is nice. I mean, it's a little warm out, but the weather's good.
So sneezy, happy, bashful, sleepy, grumpy, exceptional character, and Doc.
Don't help me. I'm going to see if I can try to name all 7.
I just did.
No. I'm going to see if I can name all 7. Bashful, grumpy, Doc, sleepy, sneezy.
Sleazy.
Happy.
Don't forget sleazy.
Stop. Happy.
Oh, come on. No, it's stinky, winky, drinky, smelly, dirty, druggy, and Doc.
Well, with all those problems, they do need a doc.
Let's see. Wait. Okay, so we have stinky, winky, drinky, smelly, dirty, exceptional character, and Doc.
I still don't think it's doc. I think it's PhD.
Okay, yeah, all right. Well, he's not Doc. He's PhD. All right, you got it. Pretty heavy dwarf. All right. Well, I guess we're done with this mess today. Why don't we randomly assemble these papers on the table, and maybe we'll get some inspiration as to what to call this thing.
Well, I thought you just had it. We'll call it Stinky Winky, but you know.
That time's a little bit too long.
Too.
Stinky. Yeah, here we go. I guess we got our title. It's stinky, winky, drinky, smelly, dirty, exceptional character, and PhD. Thank you for joining us for this week's Phydeaux.
Goodbye, all.
I'll see you next week.